Righto, my usual rant about how hot it is, blah blah blah. I'm English, doesn't make any sense, and the hot weather needs to bugger off and die. Even though it's quite nice, but yeah. I prefer rainy days, not that I'm depressing or anything, but I don't know. There's nothing wrong with a rainy day. Anyway, this is another strangely peculiar battle that I have, and I usually end up getting the odd few of them, where this man makes probably one of the strangest plays that, well, not that I've ever seen. I've seen worse. Battle I recently uploaded had a man bringing a scissor into a chandelier when Trick Room was up. I don't know, you can do whatever you want, but sometimes the brain does not click. I know this for a fact as it happens to me quite regularly, as I'm sure you can all see. Anyway, Swampert against Vileplume. Obviously, the Giga Drain is the most obliviously obvious thing in the obliviously obvious world we live in. But I'm not going to do that. I am just going to go Sleep Powder because it's, well, I didn't think he would hang around, but he did. He obviously guessed Vileplume to be quite a weak little bastard, when it isn't really. I go Stunspore there predicting a switch. I didn't think he'd want to sack it, but he seems fairly content to just kill off his Swampert. Even if he had Ice Beam, it ain't gonna do much. Earthquake, if he had a lot of attack, yeah, probably would do a lot, but I don't know. Because he just tanked a times 4 super effective stab Giga Drain. I'm assuming he doesn't have that much attack investment. However, he does stay in and sack his pert. Fine, dandy, whatever. It does create the problem that I really need to get rid of Stealth Rocks, otherwise Entei is kind of screwed. Still, new problem, Gengar. It's gonna sub, it's gonna be sub-disabled, or sub-pain split, they all are these days. No one ever tries anything really interesting or creative with Gengar, despite there being a plethora of cool things it can do, like sub-spite, sub-punching. It's not very good, but it's there, it's an option. Anyway, I'm gonna go into Slowking, because it's about the best thing I have to take this Gengar on. Purely on the basis that everything else can't really deal with it. And if it is sub-disabled as I theorize, then, yeah, Vileplume's bone, despite being able to tank any hit it wants to go for. Entei will only be able to roar it out. Landorus is screwed, because it only has one thing to hit it with. Fori can Gyro and that's it. Yeah, I'm not exactly in the best position. However, I do Scald, break his sub. I figured he would disable, so I'm gonna T-Wave and lol in his face. It was either that or Shadow Ball, really, but now the Gengar is incredibly slow. However, it still does not undermine the fact that it is still incredibly annoying, because it has disabled my Scald, therefore I can't do anything. However, I am just going to go for a slack off on the off chance he feels like switching and or trying to Shadow Ball me again, but I guess he's seen the error of his ways and he's going to pop another sub. Now, the main thing I want to do is I want to try and get Entei in, you know, kind of unfucked. That is my game plan, and as you see, I tried clicking Scald there, but yes, I am silly, so yeah. It is disabled and I can't do anything about that. Now, my main plan was if I pop around enough, like go into, say, Fortress, get him onto Focus Blast, go into Entei, maybe I can tank a Shadow Ball and a Focus Blast, whereas I don't think I'll be able to tank 2 Shadow Balls in combination with Rocks. I could be incredibly wrong, but that's about my best bet at this point, because, I need Fori to Rapid Spin, and I need some Rocks setting up me thanks. But now I'm going to switch out, going to go into Entei. He does get paralyzed. I believe he went Focus Blast. I'd be incredibly, confused if he didn't. But now I can tank Shadow Ball. I know I'm good to go on that, so I'll be fine. And he doesn't really have anything to do, because he can't disable me, and yeah, he can't sub. So yeah. He's going to Shadow Ball. He does get a special defense drop. Doesn't matter really at all, because in comes a Haxorus. Now, this Haxorus is a pain. Because I would love to Wisp it, or Reflect. But if it's banded, Entei won't take 1. If it wasn't, then yeah, it'd be okay. But I'm a bit too worried, and I'm a pussy, so I'm going to switch out and go to Fortress. And he DDs. It's like, that changes proceeding slightly. So I'm sitting here with Fortress, and I want a Rapid Spin so that Entei maybe has a chance at life, at one point maybe. And he's going to go for an EQ, and it does just a a little over the point where I would be happy keeping Fury in and, say, setting up Stealth Rocks or going for a Gyro Ball. Because if I got a bit more damage on it, I would feel confident that Scarf Starmie could come in and Ice Beam it. However, I have not got a bit of damage on it, so it isn't exactly looking good. Now I'm going to go into Landorus, because my main game plan was if I lock him into Outrage, then I'll sack Entei, and if Entei lives, then that's fucking dandy. And I'll go into Fortress, and then tank one, get a Gyro Ball off, or Stealth Rocks. So I'm going to go into Entei, and it's a shame Entei does not do as much as I was hoping he would in this battle. He is awesome, though. There have been some games where he is just MVP, does not die. But now I'm going to go into Fury under the assumption that I took the EQ okay, I figure I could take the Outrage. No. To my bewilderment, Fortress dies, and that is hideous. And he gets confused, but he has a Lumberry. So it really is looking shaky at this point. I'm running out of options very quickly. My only real other game plan is that I can try and get him confused again, so I need him to get a 2-turn. Or maybe Slowking live 1, no. No, it's a Haxorus, it's not happening, so he's going to Outrage and take me out. Down goes Slowking, so I have to sack something else, and that something else is Vileplume, because Starmie and Landorus are my 2 last sweepers, and if I'm going to kill anything, those 2 are going to be the golden tickets. So he's going to go for another Outrage, and down goes Vileplume. So, yeah, I lost all my defensive wars to this thing. All I had to do was Wisp. That's it. Although I suppose the Lumberry would have screwed me over, but even a Reflect would have been dandy. Either way, I'm going to go into Starmie now. It's my last shot. I'm going to go for an Ice Beam. And lo and fucking behold, I get a crit. Of course I do. I know I wouldn't have killed it. I know. For sure. Haxorus has a decent bit of bulk, so yeah. And now he's going to go into Gorobus, and it's like, okay, I'm done, but I need to get somewhere, so I'm going to go into Landorus, maybe try and get an EQ, break the sub, maybe I can figure something out. He is going to go sub, and he is a sub, Shell Smash, Baton Pass set, seen it all before, works quite well, and I have been swept by one who Baton Passed into an Expert Belt Latios. Now that was fun, I'll tell you that. So he's going to go for his Shell Smash, and all he has to do is Scald, and he wins. That's it. Landorus will die, he's going to outspeed me. But he Baton Passes. And I don't, maybe he has a phobia of winning, maybe he thought, you know what, I'm better than this game, I don't need to win. I'm going to Baton Pass out my Shell Smash into a Conkeldurr. Now, forgive me for saying this. Conkeldurr is incredibly slow, and while my Landorus without a Rock Polish isn't exactly Speedy McQuickface, he's still gonna outspeed the Conkeldurr. Now, yeah, this perplexed me greatly. He had the win in the bag. He had to Scald once, and that was it. I couldn't win. But yet he chose to sack his Conkeldurr. So now in comes Gengar. Gengar is paralyzed. I have Landorus. I have Life Orb, Stone Edge. Goodbye, Gengar. So, and he has a Gliscor as well. Yeah. I think this is probably the first. I mean, people are going to make random plays. As I said, I do it a lot. Sometimes the thought process doesn't click, sometimes it just doesn't work in their head. But seriously, I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, I am going to Starmie as he protects with his Gliscor. And I'm going to lock myself in a Hydro Pump, because that seems about the safest thing I can really do. You know, it's going to hit both of them, and, you know, if I go T-Bolt, he just double switches back in a Gliscor. So yeah, our first Hydro Pump misses, massive kick in the bollocks, especially as we see that the next Hydro Pump, in combination with the first Hydro Pump I missed, would have taken him out of sub-range. So, yeah, a bit of a kick in the bollocks. But as we see, I'm going to Hydro Pump, break the sub, he's going to Shell Smash, and then I outspeed, because I'm Timid Scarfed. So, yeah. When something, I'll admit, sometimes when something seems too good to be true, it's generally bollocks, like a Gorobus gonna kill a Landorus. But even though Gorobus is hilariously slow, +2 is gonna outspeed any Landorus. So all he had to do was Scald, and he'd won. And because he didn't, and he tried baton passing into Concorder, he loses. So there you go. That is good game, sir. Yeah. When you see something like that, go for it, kids. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.